Hello, everyone. This is Nighthawk here, and if you're reading the title of this video, it's called The Butterfly Effect. I want to talk to you guys about a specific topic of something that happened to me quite recently. And as of recording this, it happened 2 days ago. Right? Was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. Also, before we kick off into this, I just want to let everyone know that I have been very busy lately. I apologize for not being able to record, edit, or upload in any way, shape, or fashion. I've been busy with work, and on the days that I do have to work, when I get home, I don't want to do anything, and if it spills into a day where I have off, I don't want to do anything either because I just want to relax, and it's exhausting. I get burnout. I've been getting burnout twice as much more lately, and I've also been working out 5 days a week for the past, I think, couple months. So recently, I was given a sign to slow down and just stop and take a breath. So, on July 13th of 2022, around 5, I want to say either 5:30 or 6 o'clock, right around that time frame, I was in a car accident. Obviously, I'm fine. I'm still here. I'm physically okay. Mentally, not so much. I'll be obviously over off on the side. I'll be uploading images of what the car looked like. It was not an accident with another person. It was an accident with a wild animal, a donkey in particular. I feel like I need to just, talk about it, get it off my chest, because I have no one else to talk to. Because I feel like this is easier because I'm just talking to myself and I can get it all out. I'm not trying to make a joke about this. I'm not trying to make this a comedy or anything. I'm being 100% serious in that if you're driving, please pay attention. Please be safe. Please be careful, because I was someone who was lucky enough to live through this accident, whereas many others that have gotten into an accident with an animal have not been able to. Although there was two things I learned. What happens when you get into an accident? Number one, time happens twice as fast. It happens so fast that you can't even process it all. Number two, time will slow down just fast enough, time will slow down just enough for you to remember a certain moment to be replaying in your head over and over and over again. For me, it's right when the impact hit. That is the moment that keeps living in my head, and that will continue to live in my head until I die, because that is something I cannot forget. I have to live with it. And of course, this happened on the way to, or actually no, this happened at the end of the start of a 4-day working week. I was supposed to work. No, I worked Wednesday. I worked yesterday. I thought, now granted, even though this happened on Wednesday, I still went in yesterday thinking I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. Physically, there was a little bit of some pain in my hips when I walked, and my right hand was tingling a little bit, so maybe I pulled something. I still have to go to the chiropractor and get looked at, but mentally, more towards throughout the day, I started getting that same image replaying over and over in my head, and I felt like I wasn't even there. I was out of it. I mean, granted, I'm surprised I was able to get through the day, but it was hard. It was really hard to get through the day yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? I need to just take some time, I need to talk, I need to just sit down, I need to either exercise, I need to do something that either makes me relax or calm down and just breathe. So, the reason why I'm calling this title of the video the butterfly effect is because, one, butterfly effect, if you guys don't know what the butterfly effect is, it's basically where you do one thing and it could lead to something else down the road. Or different actions cause different futures. And personally, I've gotten this. I learned about the butterfly effect obviously through playing the game Until Dawn and games like The Quarry and stuff. So it's weird how the butterfly, because I actually got to experience it firsthand, and it was very strange. So like I said, I go to the gym 5 times a week. I go to the gym 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. The plan on Wednesday was to just go straight from work to the gym. I had everything packed up in my bag. I even had a change of clothes, so I would just go and I would just exercise and then go home and then finish off the day. But as I was doing my countdown, I realized I left my workout shoes at home. I brought everything else except my shoes. And so since I didn't bring my shoes, I drove all the way back home, put my shoes on, put my work shoes away, got back in the car, and realized that, oh wait, I gotta go put my work bag away. I put my work bag back inside. I then get back in my car and realize everything that I need for the gym is in the bag that I just put inside. I go back inside, I take everything out of the bag that I need for the gym, I put it in my car, and then I realized my thermos that I had for work that was full of water, the metal thermos I didn't want to have in my car, I picked that up, took it inside, and went back in the car. I went back inside the car and inside the house 3 times. And on top of that, when I asked my manager to do my countdown, it took her like 20 minutes, or actually I called her, I used my walkie to say, hey, can you count me down at 5 o'clock, because that's when I left. 20 minutes go by, and she's not coming. So I go ask my other manager or associate to come count me down, which was a mistake. I should have just waited for her. If I had waited for her to come count me down, I would have been able to make it home and not run into the donkey. Or if I had brought my shoes with me, I wouldn't have even had to go home. So then once I had everything ready to go, I was driving over to where I get on the highway, and there was a guy in front of me who saw the donkey coming, but he was already ahead of it. Unfortunately, I was not so lucky. Now, the problem is out where I live is that donkeys, they mostly come out around in the morning. You hear them in the morning. It's kind of rare that you see them at nighttime, or at least close to 5:30 or 6 o'clock. The problem is, it was actually very cloudy that night, it was that afternoon. It was very cloudy that afternoon, and it's been very dry here. So his fur blended in very well. So when he came from the left, I couldn't swerve because there's the curb there. I can't swerve right. I can't swerve into him. I put my brakes on my foot went on the brakes so hard, so fast, but I guess it just wasn't fast enough. And bam. And so the guy in front of me who saw it stopped, and he backed up. He made sure I was okay. So thank you for making sure I was okay. And then the guy behind me saw what happened, and he also made sure we were okay. And then he was the one who actually called 911 or the cops so they could, get this reported and stuff as an accident. And I don't know and I can't remember what the other one is called. I think it's not considered a collision accident because I gotta say this. I'm not injured. I did walk away with, I think, maybe a couple scratches on my leg and a few. Well, I had to wipe off a lot of glass, but that was a tough ass donkey. Because after I hit it, I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw that he was kind of stumbling to get up, but I get out of the car and he stood up. I'm thinking to myself, that is a tough donkey. Now over where my house is at, to get off the 303 and onto the highway and off the highway, there's like the two roads here, and then there's just like a divider, or like it's just rock here. Well, after the donkey got up, got its bearings, obviously he got hit by a car, so he did have some blood on his nose. I think he had some above his eye and by his shoulder, but he was making noises. He walked off the road, got into the divider area where all the rocks were at, turned around, and then looked at me. That's what honestly really scared me, because I thought he was just going to come charging at me. But no, donkey got away. The cops eventually showed up, and we were able to get it taken care of. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're driving, and granted, I'm 19, and so I've had an accident. This is the first accident I've had before I was 20, but this is also the first accident I've ever had by myself. And like I was in shock after it happened, because I felt like my heart was about to explode out of my chest. And I will say this, I am glad I did at least have my sunglasses on, because then glass would have gone straight into my eyes. But hopefully, future Ian, when you're editing this, you'll put the pictures up on the side of what the car looked like. And you'll see why, because... Hang on. How much does the average donkey weigh? Anywhere between 180 and 1,100 pounds. Yeah. And this animal was wild. It wasn't owned by anyone. It was a wild donkey. And the thing is, we're over by where I had the accident. The speed limits there is 45. It's hard to go from 45 miles an hour to 0 in a second. It's very hard. So all I can say is that for any new coming drivers, please pay a hell of a lot more attention than I did. And here's another thing, and this is also something I think that my driver's ed teacher told me when I first started getting my license. If there's a big, if it's a small animal, if you're driving and a small animal gets in the road, its instincts will kick in and it will know to get out of the way. But if there's a big animal in the way like that, and if you can either do one of three things. 1, swerve. 2, if you can stop fast enough, you'll be fine. But 3, if you can't swerve and you can't brake fast enough, it's not the cleanest or best method to stopping the car. The third option is either to just hit it. I'm not saying I'm not saying go run over an animal. I'm just saying that if you are driving, that is a potential choice that you would have to make. And I didn't want to hit it. And I will say this, if I had hit a dog, I would literally be dying. And then I would go adopt the dog and just to make up, because It. Ugh. I keep on seeing the image of it hitting my windshield over and over and over again, and I feel terrible every single time I see it. So either way, future Ian, put something up here. You'll see the car over off on the left. That's all I gotta say. Drive safely, and if you're ever thinking that something's going to happen, just listen to it, because God was clearly sending me a sign telling me you're overworking yourself mentally. You don't like you don't like where you're at right now. You're mentally tired, you're burned out, you're exhausted. He gave me many chances for me to just stop and slow down. And since all those options, and since I ignored all those signs he was telling, all those options he was telling me to stop, he threw a donkey in my way. And it's hard. It's I didn't need therapy. I didn't need therapy before. I do now. I will admit this though. The guys who were helping me, like making sure I was okay and helping us get the donkey out of there so it wouldn't get hit again. Some of the guys were talking to the cop, and what they were saying, even about the event, because they're like, well, you know what Naya can say? I got hit by an ass. The cop was laughing. I'm like, being in a car accident is not fun, and hitting an animal is not fun. But if you can walk away from an accident in decent condition and kind of laugh about it in the end, because the donkey was fine. Other than some blood drawn, I think he was okay. I mean, who knows? Maybe he walked away somewhere and collapsed, or maybe just fell asleep. I don't know. I don't want to think that. I think he's okay, but that's all I have to say for right now. So I hope some of you guys watching this actually took away from this and will drive safely from now on, because it can happen to anyone. And it just goes to show that not all people are perfect. And people who try to be perfect, 9 times out of 10 will not be perfect. And people who think that they're perfect need to experience something that makes them not perfect. Because humans were made to make mistakes, and we were made to learn from those mistakes. So that's my message. The butterfly effect. One outcome can change an entire trajectory of your life. That's all I gotta say. With that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day.